Cayman Brac, and Grand Cayman. Homeschool students are welcome. Register now, today, tonight, online, rotarysciencefair.ky. The Rotary Central Science Fair, just around the corner, Saturday, April 13th. Rotary Central, creating hope in the world.
Radio Cayman's historical vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And now, Barbados. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk Today.
What is on your mind, Cayman? If you are ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Here's your host.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. Catherine Tyson Sewell. I am your guest host this afternoon, sitting in for Sterling, and excited to get us started with our Talk Today. I'm going to throw it back to Silver Fox, who's at the wheel, and we'll be back with more.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Radio Cayman Talk Today.
And welcome back to Talk Today. Yes, you heard the numbers. I'll give them to you again if you want to give me a call, because I don't have any guests for the next hour. So, of course, I got information because I'm sitting at a microphone and I got to talk. But it would be nice if you guys could join me. So, 949-6990, just to hear what's on your mind, or 949-8037. Or you can always WhatsApp call us. And you got to call us through WhatsApp to get through to this number. It's not a regular number, so don't call it straight, but call it through WhatsApp. It's 925-3261. You can send us a WhatsApp or you can give us a call. Looking forward to hearing what's on your mind. And I know Friday, it was a hot topic. It was minimum wage. So anything going on in your mind this afternoon, call me. We can talk. I'm here until 1 o'clock by my lonesome. And excited to talk to you. Let me give you a few announcements while I wait. If you wanted to get involved with the Cayman Carnival, they are having the Cayman Carnival Junior Batabanu, they're having a T-shirt design competition. Go to their Facebook page and enter that if you're between the ages of 5 and 17, resident here in Cayman Islands. You can look for a T-shirt design competition, and you might be able to win a tablet and have the honor of your design being used on the official Junior Batabanu T-shirts for 2024. That sounds exciting. Go to the Facebook page. We do have a caller. We're going to go straight to the phones. Good afternoon, caller. You're on Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Miss Catherine.
Hi there. How are you?
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I've been trying to call the government offices 949-6900. For a while now, and nobody ever answers.
The regular government offices?
Yes.
Is that 949-7900 though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the number I called. Yes, ma'am. And the person I want to reach, I don't know what department she's in.
Okay.
But because the phone not being answered, right, I don't have nobody to ask. So press
Right.
the wrong department, hoping a human being
Her answer.
answer, get another messages.
So, is there an option? Is there an option for you to be able to choose the operator?
Yes, ma'am, zero.
Yeah. So, if you choose the operator, they might be able to help you with that.
Yes, but they don't answer.
They're probably quite busy. I think you just have to keep trying. It's one of those things. Now it's an automated system when the operator is busy. So just, you just got to keep trying for that. And you're not able to actually go out there yourself because I'll tell you what, I'm an old Caymanian. And when I say old Caymanian, of course I'm young. I'm talking about from old school that I just know I got to show up sometimes because
Yes.
it's very difficult
Here-
to get a person.
I'm here 51 years,
Yeah.
and so I know it goes. And I've been trying to call for over a month, and finally just gave up a while ago.
Yeah.
The last person I asked that I just dial any number. She don't have a clue. She doesn't have a clue with Cayman, but she's Caymanian. And she hung up eventually. Rather than research the call or put me through to somebody that could help me, she just forgot about the call.
Right. So are you able to go out there?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Arthritis like crazy.
Okay. If you wanted to maybe just share the information with Mr. Silver Fox there, and then we'll try to get you in contact with who you're looking for. So just go ahead and hold on and just share your information there, and then we'll try to get you where you need to go.
Thank
Okay?
you, ma'am.
Thank you. All right. Have a great afternoon. Thanks for calling. We have some more callers on the phone, so we will go ahead. All right. So our regular call. Good afternoon, caller. You're on Talk Today.
Good afternoon.
Hi there.
It is very true what that lady is saying. I've been calling there from the middle of last month, and no one answered the phone. I got so disgusted, I kept calling back. And actually, the security answered the phone. And I asked him, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm the security."
Okay.
And I said, "Well, are you a receptionist?" He said, "No, he was just answering the phone." So I said to him, "Well, there's a job for some Caymanian that can answer the phone." And up to this morning, I was trying, and the phone is ringing and ringing. It tells you to press 0 for the operator. You press the 0, nothing come on, no one answers. Where are the Cayman people that need a job that can sit there and answer the phone? How much energy, time, and effort does it take to employ one good smiling Caymanian face at the front desk to welcome people or answer the phone? I don't know what is going on, but all you can hear, Caymanians are lazy. Caymanians are not lazy, because if they were lazy, someone should be there answering the phone. You know who making them lazy? The government people. The government people, the MLAs. You tell me that they ever call the glass house to try to get through, and no one. But you know what? They have their direct contact. What about the poorer people that are trying to get through? There's emergencies. There's people calling from East End, West Bend, Northside, Bordentown, Georgetown. No one answers the phone to get into your car, to drive and find a parking space. That's what we have phones for, to answer questions before we put in the car to drive, to waste another day or another half a day to deal with these. Let me tell you, something's got to be done. We Cayman ladies have to start to march. It's due time. We have to make them see our faces and stand, let them know what we stand for. I look in the papers on Friday, and what did I see? Caymanian women being honored. Can you tell me how many Cayman women you see that's in that newspaper that's being honored? What about the poor Caymanian people that have made this island? We should be the ones to honor them. We have nurses that's in their graves. We have teachers that's in their graves. We have social workers that are in their graves. Come on. Let's honor our true grassroots Caymanian. They are the people we want to see into the compass. But you know what? We don't have no newspaper So that's why we are not into the newspaper. Thank you for listening, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for calling too. This afternoon, and I say amen to a lot of what you were saying. I absolutely agree with you, and I think for sure the government building or government departments need to be accessible, and so I hope that this is a call out. If it takes marching, I guess I hope we don't have to march, but people really should be able to get through. And I think ever since we went to the automated system, because I remember when it wasn't automated and you'd have, what's that lady's name from Northside? She used to answer it all the time. She had a beautiful voice. And, she, it was just like Miss Hope from Cayman Airways. Her voice was very, very, familiar when you would hear it. And then it went to an automated system. And then it just became, it just became a part of the world where you can't really actually hear a voice. So, yeah, we should do better about that because these are departments that we need regularly. And as the callers, both of them were pointing out, it's not as easy for some people to get down there as it is for other people, especially older people and people that are, in need of these services and use the services. So absolutely, I say beat that drum very loud and somebody pay attention to that and get some breathing people answering the phone so that we can get in contact with somebody there. Okay? Sounds good. We have another caller. We'll go to the phones. Good afternoon, caller. You're on Talk Today.
Good afternoon.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm right here. And you?
I'm good. What's on your mind this afternoon?
On my mind today,
yes.
I thank the Lord that I'm still alive, all that is going on, especially in West Bay. But I'm calling to see if Boatswood Bay Road can be repaved that leads to the cemetery. We're kind of tired of patching now. I think we deserve better than this in Boatswood Bay. I don't know exactly who is responsible for this. I don't know if we have any longer a representative that's supposed to be representing the Boatswood Bears along that stretch. I don't know if we have that representative any longer or they plan to put him back there. But we really need this road repaved straight down to the cemetery. And we need a little beautification down by the cemetery, also some parking spaces down there because when they have funerals and stuff, people don't have anywhere to park or anything like that. So that's all I'm saying. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon.
Thank you for that call this afternoon. And as you said, I think your representative would be the person that you would reach out to more than likely. And it's a good time. It's elections are coming up, so everybody's going to be very excited about doing something. So this would be a good time for you to, reach out and just get some attention to that. You're right. Attention needs to be paid on all of the island, right? And so if we have representatives, that's who we reach out to and see what we can get done for sure. And you know what? I was just thinking about it in terms of the government administration building. What about a retired person? Remember Miss Hope, everybody knows her as Miss Hope Stevenson. She'd be there answering the phones and answering questions and stuff like that. So, yeah, that could be something we could look at. Even a school leaver or something. Just somebody answering the phones, an actual breathing person. Do we have any calls on the phone? All right. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, but please do continue to join us this afternoon. We'll be back with more Talk Today.
Discover your dream home with Cayman National's home loan. Get up to 95% financing, repayment up to 40 years, and just a 0.5% commitment fee. Your interest rate? Depending on your risk factors, it'll be fixed or variable. Plus, you get a pre-approved credit card. This is a limited time offer. Dial 949-8300 or email lending@caymannational.com today.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have our very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, and child, they now have Barbados. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
It's Digicel's 20th birthday bash, and you're invited. We are giving away 20 phones for 20 years. Win an iPhone or a Samsung smartphone as part of our anniversary celebration. Simply spend $20 or more at Digicel, or be an active postpaid customer, and you could be our lucky winner. It's our way of saying thank you for 20 incredible years of connection and support from our amazing customers like you. Don't miss out on this epic celebration. Go to your nearest Digicel store today and join the party. Digicel, better connected.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skin care, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drporterkman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
Puritan Cleaners will be closed on Saturday the 16th of March for the funeral of Mr. Cardinal da Costa. Service will be held at the Baptist Church on Pedro Castle Road, Savannah, starting at 1 p.m. Further details can be found on Puritan's Facebook page. We urge customers to bring in items early, as Friday would be the last day to pick them up. Puritan Cleaners will resume normal business hours on Monday, March 18th.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
And good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. Catherine Tyson Sewell. I'm sitting in for Sterling this afternoon. And of course, you can call in as you have been doing, which has been great. 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp 925-3261. I'll say that again if I said that a little fast. 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp 925-3261. Okay, so just to share with one of the callers, if you're not aware, I'm imagining that you're aware of who your representative is, but I will just remind you and the general public that for West Bay North, it's Bernie Bush. For West Bay West, it's McKeeva Bush, yeah. For West Bay Central, it's Catherine Ebanks Wilkes, and for West Bay South, it's Minister Andre. Okay, so in the event that you did not know, that's who you need to be reaching out to. And like I said, if you have a representative, that's the whole point. 19 representatives that are vying for your vote, every 4 years. And if they're voted in, then they need to always bear in mind, no matter what other things they have to do, that they have to also take care of their constituencies. So sometimes that might mean that they need a team of people that is available to, look at your concerns, because at the end of the day, you're voting them in and they're going to come looking for your vote again. And if you are the person that's putting them in this position, then you should be honored and respected, as well as every other person in the constituency. Okay, so balancing it with the needs and, what they can afford and what the government is able to afford and all that good stuff. But yes, definitely. So if you didn't know, which I'm sure you did, I just went ahead and reminded you of that. Okay. Another thing, I got a WhatsApp just reminding me that maybe the lady that called earlier is calling 949-6900 for the government for the government administration building. It's actually, which I did say it to her, but I just want to remind her if she's still listening, it is 949-7900. And obviously we recognize that sometimes you call and you can't get through, right? So hopefully someone is listening that can make a difference on this. And even if the rest of the world is automated and it's working, because I think that's what happens. Like in the rest of the world, it's automated, but it works. But maybe it's not working here. So maybe, we can always change. We can always do something different that works for us. We don't necessarily have to follow the rest of the world with everything if it's not working for a small island. Okay? So if people can't get through to departments, that makes no sense. I mean, if you're working for people. So come on, civil service. Yeah? Okay. So come on. And there's a couple of numbers that we'll be able to assist with if she's looking for a particular department or particular people. We'll try to help her out. So I know she's left her information. Thank you for that. Also, let's see, there's a WhatsApp. Not sure if the West Bay North rep has had a standalone public meeting since being in. I would have to check and see that. Might have had a few joint West Bay meetings. All right, so it's West Bay North. So that's Bernie Bush. Okay, so that might be the constituency then. So yeah, Bernie he's there. He's somewhere. So you have to get in contact with him and see what can be done for your area. Yeah, as well as any other area that might need something, right? Because what we hate to see, at least me personally, even for my constituency that I live in, I hate to see one part of the island being paved or something, and then my area isn't, so it should be across the board. Like, shouldn't there be like some type of powwow between all of them to talk about what needs there are and what could happen? I don't know. I'm not going to try to make too much sense this afternoon like that. Anyway, a few more announcements. So the Cayman National Choir and Orchestra is having a spring fantasy. It is on March the 22nd, and it's a blend of classical masterpieces and modern favorites, and it will be at the Harkwell Theater Friday, March 22nd. If you're interested in that, 7:30 p.m. It's always been a really good thing if you're interested in classical music or different types of music. It's really beautiful. Looks like it's $30 and it can be purchased on Eventpro. Also, Jubilant, an ode to classical elegance, is happening March 27th. That's my mother's birthday too. The Rotary Club of Grand Cayman and Jubilant Cayman present Jubilant, an ode to classical elegance, and it will feature the 2024 Jubilant Choir and Orchestra and takes place at the Harkwell Theater on Wednesday, 27th of March, beginning at 6 p.m. And you can get tickets for that if you email info@jubilate.ky, info@jubilate.ky. And I just like to tell people, I always like to announce the things that's happening, because so many times things are happening and you have no idea, and you're like, well, when did that happen? When did that occur? And I tell people, go to your community calendar And the one I'm looking at right now is the Caymanian Times. They're very good about having a community calendar. Go to that and you'll find a lot of things. Some things are free. Some things are just informational things that you didn't know were happening. And it's just good to, just go check it out. Get your children out. I'm a proponent for that. Take your kids out. Even if you can't afford it, there's free things. Just take them out. I ended up at the fountains at Cayman Bay. Free. Free. That's free. Just went and, with my granddaughter and just was hanging out and having a good time out there. Yeah. So we have a caller on the line. We'll go to the phones again. Good afternoon, caller. You're on Talk Today.
Good afternoon.
Hi there.
I'm calling back.
Okay, good.
Yeah, kind of. But thank you for that information.
Okay.
You think that would you have a number for him? A cell number for him? To burn the bush?
I think so. I think it's pretty available. You want to just go on hold and we'll go ahead and see if we can find that and get that to you. Would you like that?
Yeah, and I want to say something else
okay.
too.
Okay.
In that area, I'm not from that area.
Okay.
But I am in that area, and I go through that area, and I live Boston Bay all of my life. So, I know you got north, you got west, and you got this, and you got that, but there's only one West Bay.
Right.
One Boston Bay.
Right.
All one Boston Bayers, okay?
Yes.
And one West Bayers. So there's no separation in this thing, even though it's one man, one vote.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, Boston Bay Cemetery has carried a lot of dead people down there and will continue to do that. So I don't want to hear who is the representative and this and that. The road needs to be repaved. That's all about it. And that is our money. Cayman Islands government money. That belongs to Miss Tyson and Miss Mackenzie and Miss Everybody and Mr. Everybody else.
Right.
No excuses. We don't want a couple of weeks before election coming down here and rushing and giving us a bad road when, too dry and too shower rain and holes and breaking up and popping up. Okay? So I would like to have his number and speak to him, although he's not my representative. And because I don't know if anybody else is calling him, because both mayors are good at keeping their mouth shut when they need to talk. You understand? When they need to stand up to get a road that they need to use, they wouldn't stand up for that. But when they had the road to protest to make a side road, they made a big thing out of that, the road that they didn't even need to use. So this is how my people stand. So I would like his number, and as you can see, it's publicly now. I will get it from you, and I will give him a call.
All
but
right.
He's not my representative, but he's my West Bay, and he's my Caymanian. Okay?
All right.
So that's all I want to say. Because I don't hear nobody coming on this talk show or my road or anyway beating up their gums about getting that public road fixed that everybody needs to use down to the dead people is going on it. But when it came down to the side road by Mr. Mike Adams, everybody came out. Trailer blocking, truck blocking, everything blocking, making war. You understand? But they're not making no war for getting this road paved. I like see them come down and patch it up. How long that can last? How long is that going to last?
Right.
That's why I can't take with my people. They do not stand up for the right, for the time for them to stand up. They'll stand up against you to fight you down, but they ain't going to stand up to make it better. And that is most of our local Caymanians, most of them.
What do you think the solution? What do you think the solution for that is?
What the solution is?
Yes.
Let me tell you, I don't even know if Jesus know it now, because it's gone so far.
Right.
I'm telling you, it's serious. Our people cannot get together. I used to say, my parents told me from a long time when I grew up to say, TD, take care of those pair of shoes. Say yes. Say even when somebody see you get a new pair of shoes or a new dress, they want one too. And that still goes on. If somebody see you put a dress on, oh, that's a put a dress we bought that from. They still have that same type of mentality. But a foreign person come here, they can get everything in front of them. And they're praising them and praising them. But as soon as they see their Caymanian getting somewhere, they just beating them down, putting their red tape they can put in front of them to stop what they're supposed to get or what's supposed to be going on. You understand?
Right.
If they start something, they want to go start it too. They couldn't start it before, until they see you start it. And a lot of times the people that got the money, if a poor person come up with an idea and they start instead, they're joining and trying to put something into it, they're going to make something on the next end for themselves. Even if it's a community service, they are going to make money out of it. It's just like Pirates Weekend and Bada Banu. What do you think it mashed up? What do you think you can't have a good time no more? Because everybody took it as a money-making thing. Years ago, when I had Pirates Week, both West Bears, Easterners, Northsiders, it was an excitement to go look around and try to peep at people's floats. Everybody getting together, putting the money together, putting the food together. Nobody was in, this is this float, and try to $5 a t-shirt, and drinking, eat all you want. Stupidity. That was supposed to be all about culture and fun. And then the money, it was all mastered up. The greed. And it can't come back. It will never come back unless we get those type of people out there to represent and to be on board of the Pirates Week and for the Bada Banu. Until then, it's going to get worse and worse. So that's not anything for tourists coming into the Cayman Islands anymore for Pirates Week. There's nothing no more. Bada Banu is nothing no more. You understand?
Right.
But everything else, they're marching up the same way. You understand? It's like in the poorer countries. They're just getting enriching with the money. The street, potholes, poor people, what it's supposed to be getting for the people, they're taking it and enriching in themselves. So they're bringing that third world mentality here too.
Well, what I can tell you about what you mentioned about, being from Bosun Bay and there is no separation. What I can tell you is a good suggestion then would be that all four of your representatives work together. And so you're able to be in contact with all of them. So in other words, when the voting is happening and you have to be, I guess on your own territory type of thing, when that's all over and all said and done and four people have emerged, those four people should be available to everybody.
Yeah.
So that you have a collective place that you can lodge your complaints or lodge your needs or whatever. And so it's not four pieces of West Bay, it's West Bay.
Yeah, but you see, that's exactly what's going on now, is that they got a one man, one vote. I'm not representing North, and I don't really represent South, and I don't represent Central, but when I was going around looking at my votes down at Aircraft Hole, I didn't care.
Right.
You understand? But when it comes now to North coming up to South, oh no, you got to go back down North. I know you're representative. But when they're looking at vote, they're not saying that.
Right.
You understand? When you're looking people's votes, they're not saying that.
Right.
You understand?
Yes.
They'll dig you out of the hole or whatever.
Right.
People say they will pull you out of your mama.
But that's what I've never heard that saying, by the way. But never. But I've heard crab hole. but yes, that's why we need to put them to the fire. Put the fire under them when it comes to your needs. Because like you said, they're looking for you. They're digging you out. So yeah, digging you out of the crab hole. So put them to the fire.
But the part about it is it's not just my need. It's everybody in Bosun Bay.
Right.
And
right.
It's like our people. I don't know what happened to them. I tell you the truth, they must be suffocated.
Yeah.
They are suffocated because it's like they can't get up and say anything. And then you got someone that is so dangerous, like how I speak here. I know they probably listen to me on a talk show right now. And they probably say, oh, hear her. Good for her. Making all kind of nice.
Well, I can tell you what.
You can't come and be that to my face
well,
on a talk show.
And I can tell you what. I'm proud of you. I think that we need to continue, speaking up and not being afraid, because that's a part of the problem. Whenever people start being afraid and they start to feel like they don't have a voice, that's when everything else can take over. So I'm very proud of you that you have called and you're not worried about who's hearing your voice and who knows.
Like you said, miss, is that they're not keeping this brat in my body.
There you go.
Because if they could have taken that, they would have took that a long time too.
Right.
But what I am saying to you is that everybody not they don't have the spunk like would be me. I would stand up and speak up for something that I believe in, and I say, well, it's needed, necessary. Everybody's entitled for their own opinion. Let every man be persuaded by his own mind. You understand? So if I say something, everybody might not agree with it, but at least I gave my point. Everybody have the right for their own opinion. You understand?
Right.
But what I am saying is that our people they would run behind the hot air before they stand up for something.
Right.
It would be just like when time to vote, they go out there, run out there to vote. If I take and dress up a mop stick, beautiful, nice looking, they will go vote for that. That's still how naive our people are. And you sound bad, and I love them. And not for no disrespecting of my own people. But let me tell you something, that's how low they have become. If the election there today, and somebody give them a $25 that want to get in the House of Assembly, they would go and run and put that X. They might even vote it in their life, but they registered, they would go and put that X. That's how low our people is. I don't know why. I don't know what, I tell you, I don't really know what caused it.
Well,
You
it starts with you, it starts with us, so we have to be the change, right? So
yes, Mom.
yeah, definitely. And like I said, keep speaking up, because that's what matters. And when it comes down to it, make sure that your vote counts as well. And don't ever feel like you want to throw away your vote.
You know what about me? That thing should be confidential. But when it comes about voting confidential, nothing is confidential in the Cayman Islands. That's why you see a lot of people, if they don't vote for certain people, they can't get no attention, they can't get anything, because they already know who voted for them. So it's not a confidential thing inside of there. You understand? So what I'm saying to you is that our people, some of our people can be fooled, but some of our people can't be fooled. And some of our people would never wake up. They'll be in a dead sleep until they dead. Okay?
Yeah.
So
you're awake. You're awake, and that's good, and that's where it starts. So I
am awoking, and by the praise of God, I gotta be awoking until election 2025, and after that too.
There you go. All right.
But our people, I don't know what to say, but Miss, don't forget me now.
No, hold on. You just hold on for the information. Hold on, okay? Thanks for calling this afternoon. Don't hang up.
So
all right.
You on the whole week?
I'm on today.
Today.
All right.
Okay. Okay. You have a good afternoon.
All right. Okay.
And
You
God
take care.
you.
Same to you. All right. Take care. We're gonna take a quick break, and I'm not sure if we're gonna go straight to the news after that. What do you think? We're close enough, right? All right. Okay. All right. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more talk today. Stay tuned.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Find your dream car with a Cayman National Vehicle Loan. Enjoy 100% financing, up to 8-year repayment, and a 7% fixed interest rate for the first 5 years. For eco-friendly cars, we'll waive your commitment fee. This only applies to new vehicles. Call 949-8300 or email lending@caymannational.com today.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway Box to Go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. For all occasions and celebrations, let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
CUC Advisory. Customers are advised of a scheduled outage on Wednesday, March 13th between 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. for all of High Rock Drive in East End. For more information, please contact CUC's customer service team at 949-5200 or email service@cuc.ky.
It's Digicell's 20th birthday bash, and you're invited. We are giving away 20 phones for 20 years. Win an iPhone or a Samsung smartphone as part of our anniversary celebration. Simply spend $20 or more at Digicell or be an active postpaid customer, and you could be our lucky winner. It's our way of saying thank you for 20 incredible years of connection and support from our amazing customers like you. Don't miss out on this epic celebration. Go to your nearest Digicell store today and join the party. Digicell, better connected.
Family Resource Center celebrates the 25th anniversary of Honoring Women Month throughout March with a full calendar of events offered to honor women's accomplishments and build further awareness of the gender-specific issues affecting women and girls. Key events include their International Women's Day Gala on March 8th with keynote speaker Desiree Phillips, who will host 3 additional workshops inspired by this year's theme, #Inspire Inclusion, between March 10th and 13th. On March 9th, the Inspire Her Girls Conference will provide female students aged 13 to 18 years the opportunity to connect and learn from female leaders in the STEM field and other industries. The annual Color Me Purple 5K is on the 24th, where every participant will earn their own medal. Join the Family Resource Center for their full month of celebrations as they recognize this incredible milestone. To view their calendar of events and to register, visit frc.gov.ky.
Radio K-Man's Super Jam Show, the #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio. Enjoy your mix of pop, hip-hop, dancehall,
urban gospel.
The Super Jam Show is
brought to you by these kind sponsors.
The Cayman Islands Football Association, CIFA, building a better future for Cayman football.
Cayman Insurance Center.
Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call me today, Michael Webster, at 925-5433.
UWI Open Campus, on-site, online, and on demand.
Visit open.uwi.edu. Call them today at 946-8322.
Super Jam.
Also brought to you by
Cayman Airways. Call them at 949-2311 to book your non-stop flights to Los Angeles and Panama.
Also brought to you by Superior Auto Center. Do it right the first time with Superior Auto.
949-9570
or 525-9571.
Superior Auto. They keep your car in tune.
Super Jam.
Also brought to you by
the Yum School Lunch Program. Now available at selected private and public schools across Grand Cayman.
The #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio.
Yesterday,
today,
always and forever.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Heritage has announced that Cabinet has selected 5 new national symbols for the Cayman Islands. The national dish is stew turtle, national drink is swanky, national dance, the Cayman quadrille, national dessert, Caymanian heavy cake, and a selection of traditional clothing for women's and men's national dress. In international news, Haiti is fast descending into anarchy. Over the weekend, the violence in the capital, Port-au-Prince, ramped up once again. Heavily armed gangs attacked the National Palace and set part of the Interior Ministry on fire with petrol bombs. It comes after a sustained attack on the international airport, which remains closed to all flights, including one carrying Prime Minister Ariel Henry. He tried to fly back to Haiti from the U.S. last week, but his plane was refused permission to land. He was then turned away from the neighboring Dominican Republic, too. Cillian Murphy has become the first Irish-born winner of the Best Actor award as Oppenheimer swept the Oscars. The film dominated proceedings, winning Best Picture, Best Director for Christopher Nolan, and Best Supporting Actor for Robert Downey Jr. The ceremony saw Oppenheimer win 7 prizes overall, while Poor Things took 4, including Best Actress for Emma Stone, and The Zone of Interest scored 2. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
HSA's Urgent Care Clinic is now open 7 days per week to serve you better. Visit our dedicated team at Urgent Care, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and weekends and public holidays, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. No appointment necessary. If you are experiencing non-life-threatening symptoms and conditions, such as the cold and flu, sprains and cuts, earaches, nausea and vomiting, visit Urgent Care's walk-in clinic at the main entrance of the Georgetown Hospital, now open every day. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Maxine Goulburn, Certificate of Honor, 1924-2001. Maxine Goulburn was the 4th child of Edred and Fenbean Banks. She was baptized in 1935 and at the age of 11 became a member of the Georgetown Seventh-day Adventist Church. After completing her primary education at Georgetown Primary School, she matriculated at Kingsway Academy High School in Jamaica and completed her studies at Northeastern Academy in New York. In 1963, she graduated from New York International College of Business with an associate degree in business administration. The following year, she was hired as secretary/treasurer of the West Indies Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, continuing in that position until 1977. In 1977, she was appointed executive secretary, a position she held until her retirement in 1990. Maxine married Lee Goulburn in the early 1970s, and they adopted a daughter, Latanya. The Cayman Islands Conference has honored her memory with the building of the Maxine Goulburn Youth and Community Center in Newlands.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your Sister Islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your Sister Islands.
Discover all that our Sister Islands have to offer.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
And welcome back to Talk Today. Catherine Tyson Sewell. I'm sitting in for Sterling this afternoon. Thank you all so much for joining me. And thank you for the callers who kept me moving for that first hour. It's so funny when I'm asked to sit in and then I'll get an email from Sterling saying, we don't have any guests until 1 o'clock. And I'm like, what? What am I supposed to be talking about? Are you kidding me? So I came prepared. I had stacks of stuff that I was going to talk about. But you guys just kept calling in, and I love that. And as I said to the last caller, just keep your voice moving, keep being heard. And that's the way it needs to be. That we feel that we have the power to speak and the power to change, and to change our lives. And if we're not talking and we're not trying to make some changes, then we just can't keep complaining. Okay, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. And that's a call out to anyone, young people, senior people, women, men, doesn't matter. If you have an issue, you talk about it. If you need to make some changes, you have the power. Okay, So that just takes me straight into my guests and to, the people that I have in the studio this afternoon with me. Thank you all. Bless you for coming and joining me. And now I have actually, bodies in here with me, which is awesome. And we're talking about social work, which is very close to my heart because you guys know I'm a social worker and always going to be a social worker regardless of whatever. And so we're talking about, this is actually Social Work Month. And there's a theme, social workers inspiring action, leading change. That is the story of my life, our lives as social workers. So welcome, Nicole Quinlan, who is the social work manager and acting director of the Department of Children and Family Services. Hi there.
Good afternoon, Catherine. Thank you for having us today.
I knew you when you were just a little social worker.
Yes,
big woman
thank you.
now.
Thank you.
So proud of you, right?
That's the thing with DCFS. We like to bring them in early and keep them.
Yeah.
Right? I came in as a social work intern. Yes,
Yeah.
and I worked under you for many years.
I remember. Listen, I'm like, honestly, it's like a full circle moment right now. Just thinking about that and how time can go, and just happy that you're still in the profession, because I know a lot of people, have walked away from it, and it's very disappointing, right? Because we need our Caymanian social workers. So I'm very excited that we have some young Caymanian social workers. Look at them; they're all young and fresh. And, think 20 years from now, that's what Nicole and I are talking about. Okay, yeah, you'll still look this fabulous, right? But So can you introduce them for me and let the public know?
We are here for Social Work Month. It's for March. And as you said, the theme is empowering social workers, inspiring change, inspiring action, and leading change. National Social Work Day is actually the 19th of March, but as social workers, we like to do things inclusive and big, so we're going to celebrate for the entire month.
Absolutely.
I am privileged to have around me a lot of new Caymanian social workers, and someone, Mr. Neville, who will be a social worker before the end of this year.
Hopefully.
Right.
To my left, I have Miss Maya, and to my right, I have Miss Khadijah.
Good afternoon. Afternoon.
All right, and welcome, welcome to the fold, right?
Yeah,
so let's talk. And Neville, obviously, you can hear Neville's a guy, and social work loves, when men join, the profession as well, because we don't have a whole lot of men. It's like in nursing, you have less men than you have women, and it's really good to have a male's perspective as well, because we're treating different people. We have different types of clients, different
males
types of situations. Absolutely, yeah. So they're going to treat you really nice.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yes. All right. So, Nicole, talk to us a little bit about why you're here. Tell us about what's being a social worker. I mean, I could do this, right? But you're here, so you go.
And that's the thing. I was saying to them on the ride over that we could have this conversation all by ourselves.
Absolutely, we really could.
But I think what's important is to kind of talk about how we became social workers and what it means to us. As I mentioned earlier, just a few years ago, I was there, and I was an intern coming in, and it was very important to me to kind of have that on-the-ground training. And the DCFS, under Miss Lukloy, under Miss Jan, supported that and encouraged us to kind of come back every summer, every Christmas to work. And that was a real eye-opener.
Yeah.
It was I will never forget summers just driving around doing pro-relief assessments, and that's what we called it then.
Right.
And it allowed me to see Cayman differently. I am a Caymanian. This is all I know. But looking at it from a social work perspective, a caring perspective, a helping perspective is completely different.
Right.
It's not where we see a lot of things in Cayman from the roadside. But it's completely different when you walk inside someone's house, when you go down the small roads that are not paved. So it's a real eye-opener, and I always keep that with me and remember where I came from and how I can help the people in front of me now.
Yeah.
This is a serving profession, and that's what we do day in and day out. And I am really pleased to see young Caymanians come up behind me.
Yeah.
You know, at some point, I would love to retire and retire early too.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so but I want to make
sometimes
sure
you need to in this profession because you have the world on your shoulders as a social worker. You really do, and in a lot of the helping professions, you do have the world on your shoulders because you're really trying to make changes and you're trying to help people in their lives. And it's so funny what you were saying, Nicole. I remember when I first came back home, just the other day, and I was doing like the Christmas project.
Yes.
And I remember I had a couple of friends that were in the corporate world, and one was a lawyer, one was an accountant. I was like, well, come with me to deliver these boxes, and they could not believe that these roads existed. They couldn't believe that these families existed. And I just thought that, to me, that was heartbreaking. I mean, this is like we're talking about 20-something years ago. And I thought that was heartbreaking because the life that they were living was a very different life.
Completely.
They were doing happy hour and they were, just like amazing, parties and stuff like that. And to not know that this existed for me is almost like a testament of what's going on even now in our country, right? Where one side is living very lavishly and then you have another side that's just barely making it. So social workers are crucial in being able to assist to connect with resources, and to just help people just live, good lives regardless of your situation.
Yes.
So congratulations to you three young people for being in this amazing profession. And we're just happy that you've joined us. And obviously we want to hear from you as well. Nicole, before I go to them, why did you want to be a social worker? Quickly.
At the end of the day, I remember working at Ministry of Health, and Miss Lookloy walked in and she started talking to me, and from there we set up a meeting with Miss Debbie Webb Sibley's.
Yeah,
that far back.
Okay.
And I came and I sat down with two social workers who will remain nameless at this point, and they told me all about it, and I just fell in love.
That was it.
And I just knew this was it.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, and so let's talk to Maya. What made you want to be a social worker?
Well, I actually started working at BHAC, Behavioral Health Associates Cayman, with Dr. Lockhart. And while I was working there, I saw such good things. And I was like, I want to do something to help people. And I was like, what is it I can do? Because I don't want to be a doctor, but what is it I can do? And I came about social work, and I was like, yes, this is it. And I started to go to school, and I finished off with a social work degree.
All right.
And that is how I got into social work.
And did you do your degree here?
Yes, at UCCI.
Okay, and so there's a school of social work in Cayman, just to let people know.
Make social work much more accessible to our population here.
Right.
I mean, I had to go to school.
Yes.
Not knocking that. That was a great experience. But it's easier now than when I was at school.
Well, me too. well, Neville said that he's doing it online. I'm like, they do social work online? Because our days, Nicole,
we
had to travel. We had to walk on people's campus and go to classes and figure out how we're going to pay our rent and all that other stuff. So
and buy some ramen.
That's right. lots of ramen, by the way. But yeah, that's college food. But yeah, so that's awesome that there is a school of social work here. So if you're interested in a profession like that, UCCI,
and the good thing,
UE as well, you were mentioning.
Yeah. The good thing about it is that students are able to come in to DCFS, to any of the other helping professions, and get that on the ground practicum training.
Right.
And that really makes a difference, because as you spoke about and as I spoke about, you see Cayman from the surface because you're living here, but it's not until you go into the interior that you really see the real problems that exist.
Right.
And regardless of socioeconomic status or anything else. Everyone has issues, everyone has problems that they face, and that's what social workers do. We address the needs of everyone.
Right. And I actually remember in the beginning of my career in Cayman that I had a couple of clients that were very affluent. So it's not just the bad roads and the areas that are kind of more like on a poverty level type of things. It's everything. And I remember the toughest clients that I had were affluent, actually. And I just remember, this breakthrough moment where me and them both started crying because I was like, what am I going to do with you guys? And they were like, just leave us alone. I'm like, but I can't. The court sent me here. And so it's just, and they're like my friends right now. Like, honestly, like they remember that time and I worked with them and it was amazing. Right. But it was tough. So social work is cradle to the grave and all in between.
Exactly. And I think that's the
Exactly.
thing is that I find that people kind of come in thinking that we're going to paint everything a nice rosy color.
Right.
At the end of the day, we help people and families to make small changes. And those small changes, you may not see the benefit of them now,
Right.
but later on, 2 weeks from now, a couple months from now, you will see the difference.
Right.
And that's why we're there. We're
Yes.
there to make that difference so that your life going forward will be better.
Right. And that's funny that you say that, because I remember going back to the office and speaking to Miss LeCloy, and she was like, you get back out there and you are the social worker and you need to do this. And I was like, but she's like, get back out there.
And that's the thing. I think
that was my motivation.
We have this real profession that motivates us to do better,
Yeah.
to do more.
Yeah.
And I think that having this camaraderie, and it's
Yeah.
not just about being Caymanians, it's whoever is in there.
Right.
As a profession itself, we lean on each
You're
other.
a team.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are a real sense of a team. And I'm with the family team.
Yes.
And I
you're the
literally-
mother. You're the mother now.
Yes,
You're the mother.
exactly. And so, I address my team as family.
And I'm
because that's
grandma,
what we
y'all.
are.
I'm grandma.
So it's really nice to see, younger people come in, and just a little bit younger than me, by the way.
Right.
Younger
Just a
people come in,
touch.
just a tad, and to see them and help them develop and grow. And that's why, we bring them here today so that they can get this experience, so that
Yes.
they can grow and we can nurture them through this journey. So, maybe one day they will be the director of social services.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so why did you want to be a social worker? And that's Maya Dunkley, by the way, that you
Again, I wanted to not only help people, but to see change.
Yeah.
And again, we might not see change just within a day, but
Right.
I even though I may not even see the change, I still want to help
It
to try and
Yes.
change.
And it does happen. It does happen, even if you don't see it. You're right. You're very right with saying that. Okay, Miss Khadijah and Mr. Neville, I'm bringing you guys in. So, Khadijah, why did you want to be a social worker?
So I wanted to be a social worker because helping has always been in the works for me. I've always been interested in helping people. And so when I did my studies abroad, it came down to the wire to determine how I wanted to help, what profession would allow me to do this best. And so I studied psychology in my undergrad studies, and I got to the end and I said, well, do I want to stick with this or do I want to take it to a different profession? And so I started to look into what was available and what I could do in the different studies. And so I came across social work, and I realized that social work could help me bridge the gap between, cognitive dysregulation and community dysfunction. And so I said, how can I take this home? How can I help the people of the Cayman Islands with what I'm taking away from these studies?
All right. And where did you study?
So I studied in the States. I studied in New York, and I also studied in Florida.
Okay. Which school in Florida?
I went to Barry University.
So did I.
FIU is best.
I went to, actually FAU, but yeah, all of them's all right. But yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And so, Mr. Neville, why did you want to be a social worker?
Well,
or why do you want to be a social worker?
Well, the main reason I chose this path is I saw the diversity in the degree in terms of what you can do meaning there's medical social work, you can work in an elementary school.
Right.
It's very diverse, and I saw that opportunity and I decided it was a good one, so I took it.
Yeah.
And of course, helping others is a huge factor as well. The advocacy and so it was quite a simple decision.
Yeah, well, that's good. So it looks like you got 3 good ones, Nicole.
Yes. We are grateful. The Cayman Islands is grateful.
For sure. We have a caller in the line. We'll go to the phones. Good afternoon, caller. You're on Talk Today.
Good afternoon.
Hi there.
Good afternoon to you guys.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, well, from my past experience with the social service department, it wasn't too nice. At first, they had two ladies working with me, and then they gave me a gentleman to work with me and my children. And I found him to be the right person.
All right.
And someone in the social service department told lies on me. Very serious lies. That could not only made me lose my children, I could have lost my freedom. And that individual is the acting director sitting in there with you in the studio right now today.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that call this afternoon. So the only thing that I would have to say about anything like that, in everything, there's always going to be a disconnect. And there'll always be, people that are not going to be happy with some of the things that you do or some of the decisions that you make. What I would say is when it comes to social work, I believe that our integrity is paramount. And so generally when people feel like we've done something against them as social workers, a lot of times it's necessary for them to take a deeper look to see where that's coming from, and responsibility is very, very important. So and that's it. That's all I have to say about that. And so, as you all can see, it's not all roses in this profession, and there will be some decisions that are not going to be popular. And I remember there was somebody wrote something on Facebook about me, and it was so crazy. It was like 10 years ago, and they said that I had done something and taken away their kids, and it was not true. It was really like I had no idea, and I wished at that time that I could have spoken to that person and to really explain or get an explanation. And someone said, don't do that. If they're convinced of what they're convinced of, then you're just going to end up putting yourself in a situation. But it does happen, things like that. So
I agree with you. And thank you for that, because I think that we are also in that profession where people don't want to see us.
Right.
Some people are very happy for us to come in and to help them through this journey of life, and other people are not.
Yeah.
And we are dealing constantly with people who change.
Yeah.
1 minute they like us and 1 minute they don't. At the end of the day, we do have our integrity, and we look back to the ethics of social work practice, and we say to ourselves, and we have many levels of accountability to make sure that the decisions that we are making are in the best interest of the children.
Yes.
And that's first and foremost.
Yes.
If we're not serving the children of the Cayman Islands, then we're not doing our jobs.
Yes. And it's tough decisions.
Yes. And I can't tell you that every decision I've made has made me sleep better.
Right.
But I look back and I see what we've done as a profession and what I've done, and we address those things.
Yeah.
We have a lot of clients who are mandated through the courts, as you alluded to earlier, and we have a lot of people that we work with who come in through the door and say, please, I need your help.
Right. So I have two funny stories. One is I used to have one of my clients. She had a 3-year-old, and the lady was lovely. She loved me. I mean, she loved me, and I loved Miss Catherine. But as soon as I showed up, the 3-year-old was like effing Miss Catherine, like literally cursing, And I was like, how did she learn that word? How'd she learn that word? And then I realized that the woman must have said something about me behind my back, because literally the little children, the minute she saw me, she'd be cursing me, and I was just like, you know what? And so I had to sit down and talk with her. Really, the discussion was this: be careful what you're saying around your child. Like, I get it that you're mad with me because I might be making some decisions that you're not happy with. But remember, I'm making these decisions about your life with you and for the children. But you're now having discussions with, in front of your 3-year-old. So if you have problems manifesting itself in the future with your 3-year-old, it's because you're having these kind of discussions with her, or in her presence. And so it was just really trying to protect the young, the child, right?
Modeling good behavior.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I was okay with my client being mad with me. I was okay
And
with
that's
her.
okay. Mad is a normal feeling.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
an emotion.
it's okay. But I'm still gonna make the decisions, And the other story is I had to make a tough decision many years ago, and I didn't sleep well about it. It was the toughest thing. It was like making a decision about who a child ends up with. And then most recently, I ran into the young lady. Didn't even know her because she's a big woman now, and she's doing amazing. And I'm so happy I made the decision. Do you see what I mean? So at that time, I was just like, oh my goodness, But now when I look back, had I not made that decision, would she be doing as amazing as she's doing right now? Maybe not. And so that's the things you have to kind of look into the mirror. And, when you're making decisions, and you go to your team and you go to your supervisor and you have like a collaborative type of effort where you're making, you're having discussions and you're making good decisions that will benefit the children or benefit the better of, even though someone else might not be able to say that. So I just wanted to say that. And, and I'm glad, that the caller is doing well, and things are great now, and he found a good fit. That's also great. But it's a tough profession. I'd call it a thankless profession.
Burnout is real.
Sometimes, exactly. And so having a team would be really, really important. And I think that team building spirit that DCFS has is important. We're going to continue talking about it because I want to talk about, what it means to be a social worker in Cayman. And this would be one of the things. What it means is because, people can call into radio shows or you can run into them in the grocery stores. And when in a larger place, you might never see your clients. So that just makes the toughness of the profession that much tougher because it's adding another dynamic. You guys excited? You excited about it? It's exciting. It's definitely exciting. So how long have you been doing it so far, Khadijah?
So I've officially been at DCFS for 6 months.
Oh, wow. 6 months. Okay. So you're brand new. You new. What about you, Maya?
7 months.
Oh, wow. Okay. This is a month over.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're just getting their feet wet.
Yeah. They're brand new.
And Neville, you're interning.
Yeah, this is my final practicum.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
How many times have you interned with us? 3?
Twice before.
Uh-huh.
Or, yeah.
So during the summer.
He keeps coming back.
Okay. All right.
Guys can't get rid of me.
So it's what he wants to do then. So let's talk about that. How tough is it, being a social worker in Cayman, or what are some of the dynamics that are different that you think if we were in a larger place that you found so far?
Again, kind of what you said in regards to seeing people, whether that be in the road or the shop or at schools, and you're just like, okay, you got to keep a straight face. If they do come to you to say hi, you could say hi and whatnot, but it is hard, especially if you've made a decision, again, what we spoke about, whether they liked it or not. And it's I guess it could be a bit concerning at times. It's like, I'm not sure how they're going to react in public and stuff like that, but you got to remain calm and keep your composure as a professional. So,
yes. Yeah. Okay. What about you?
I think for me, because I interned at DCFS in Florida when I was at Barry, I saw a lot of different things. And so a lot of the resources that were available there, coming home, they're not as accessible here, or they don't exist as yet. And so having to still do the work, still meet the needs of the clients with what we had here, making do with what was available.
Yeah. I mean, then you balance it out with a caseload, though, because a caseload, I remember when I was in Florida, a social worker, I had a caseload of like 57. Yes. And I come here and I get a caseload of 20.
Yeah.
So, and I had to see those 57 people within the month.
Absolutely.
And be able to report. So, the lack of resources, but it's balanced with, your caseload is different. And you also have to sharpen your creative skills.
Yes. That's true.
I think that's the story of our lives. Just literally, always trying to figure out how do I,
How do I meet the needs of the client with the little bit that I have?
Yeah. How do I stretch this dollar or stretch this resource? Yeah, and be creative for sure.
And even if you have like 20-something cases or 20 cases, 5 or 10 of those might be like serious cases that, feels like 50.
Well, and they're screaming babies, right? So it's like who do you deal with first? Got to deal with the screaming baby. And so some might be because they're so good, or they're so I guess less maybe controversial
less
or whatever.
Crisis?
Yeah, that you have always like I used to put them in my calendar, like literally, like even if I had to do my lunch meeting with somebody, I'll do that during that lunch break because I know like that person is always on track or doing whatever, but I still needed to reach out to them because it can get like that where you're dealing with the crisis all the time.
A lot of crisis management.
Yeah.
I think too, it makes you appreciate the work that you're doing when you realize that there wasn't very much to start with, but at the end you made a lot of changes or helped the person get to where they need to be.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't think there was a layaway system in Cayman until I approached some people and said, can we put down on a washing machine, and just change someone's life because they no longer needed to go to the laundromat, with loads of clothes because they had 5 or 6 kids, so little things like that. So,
and that's the thing about social work. We're always going to advocate for the needs of our client.
Yeah.
And it's through that advocacy that we see change.
Yeah.
There wasn't a layaway program, and now there is.
There is.
So now you can stay home, watch your children while you wash.
Right. Exactly. Because that's the bigger picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
That who is caring for your children while you're going to the laundromat.
Thank you.
So,
And can you take them all there? No.
Well, do you want to? Because then you got to pay for the people things, going to tear them up. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, right? But yeah, so just being creative and this profession is just, it's amazing. It's just a noble profession, and there will be times when people don't think of us in a popular way. And that's unfortunate, but it happens. But thank you all so much for joining me this afternoon. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back. We're talking with Nicole Quinlan, a social work manager and acting director of the Department of Children and Family Services, and her band of young'uns, which are not young'uns. They're social workers, and they're ready to get on that line, and they've been on that line for a few months, some of them. Neville's getting ready to join them. Khadijah Lewin, and Maya Dunkley, and Neville Henry. They're all in the studio with me, and excited to continue this conversation. We'll be back with more. Stay tuned.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what, though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, and child, they now have Barbados. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Discover your dream home with Cayman National's home loan. Get up to 95% financing, repayment up to 40 years, and just a 0.5% commitment fee. Your interest rate? Depending on your risk factors, it'll be fixed or variable. Plus, you get a pre-approved credit card. This is a limited time offer. Dial 949-8300 or email lending@caymanational.com today.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips for all occasions and celebrations. Let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
The Ministry of Education invites eligible Caymanians to apply for a local scholarship for the 2024-2025 academic year. To apply for a local scholarship or learn more about the various scholarship offerings, please visit the Scholarship Secretariat Unit's website at www.moescholarships.gov.ky. Applications close on Tuesday, 30th of April, 2024. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back to Talk Today. Catherine Tyson Sewell. I'm sitting in for Sterling this afternoon. What's on our mind today is social work, social workers, social work in the Cayman Islands. I'm speaking with the Department of Children and Family Services. Today, I'm speaking with actually Nicole Quinlan, who's the social work manager and acting director for the department. And she has a few new social workers, young in the profession. With her, Khadijah Lewin, as well as Maya Dunkley, and Mr. Neville Henry, who is an intern. And we're just talking about this month being Social Work Month, actually Social Work Day. Social Worker Day?
Social Work Month and International Social Work Day will be the 19th.
The 19th. And so the theme this year, social workers, inspiring action, leading change. Is this worldwide? Or is this yours?
An amalgamation of the world theme and also what we see here in Cayman.
Okay.
So
all right.
We fit for purpose.
All right. So how does this theme impact you guys as young professionals? How, first of all, let's let mother talk. Okay. So, how is this theme? How'd you come up with it? Obviously, it speaks for itself, but yeah, let's talk a little bit about that.
I think that as a social worker, we are often advocating for the lives of our clients. It could be with a landlord, it could be with the school system, it could be with their parents even. So we do a lot of that, and that is to create change that's going to last, change that's going to benefit those that we serve, if it's the entire family or if it's just one person. So it's about making sure that we have the information there, that we are empowering not just ourselves, but also the community to look forward and do what they can to make change for ourselves. We can see that there's a lot of issues in Cayman. Issues change from time to time with the environment, with whatever's going on in the world, period. And one of the things that we want to kind of talk about too today is what we see, and we were discussing it briefly outside, is what I see as the major issues are mental health and just parenting. Those are some of the things that I see as areas that we need to focus on. But even with that, that's what I see working with the family team. But Maya and Khadija saw things differently. They all work on different teams, and we see things from a different perspective. And it's always important for us to take what we're seeing, what we're learning, what we're dealing with, and make changes according to that and advocate for our clients in different ways. I don't know if you guys want to go ahead and tell us what your thoughts are on the changes or the challenges that we're seeing.
Yeah, well, I work on the youth team, so what I normally see in regards to like social issues and stuff is bullying, a lot of bullying and substance abuse. Again, because I'm in the schools, I'm usually working with 13 to 17. That's what I see. And for solutions-wise, I really, really think that they should have mandatory, like in the curriculum, classes for those. Because education is key. If you are educated on these things, I feel that less people, well then less bullying, because you understand what bullying is about, why people bully potentially, and you can kind of, I guess you can say, sympathize with them, with the bullies, or if you're a bully, if you're a bully yourself, understand why you may be that bully. And then substance abuse, you can understand why people use it. One, what effects it can do to you, what it is you putting into your body. So if you actually have classes from young, meaning from primary school, educating them from primary, maybe they can actually know, okay, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right. So I'm going to sound like one of my professors from Barry. Maya? Is it Maya?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It sounds like there are programs that you need to be creating.
Yes. So they are programs in schools, and I love all the programs. You know, you can name a few in regards to the drug council. They go in and they do things like that, and then they have the high school, I think Boys to Men, where they come together and stuff like that. And they have more programs, but if it's in the curriculum, I think that would help, because it's a constant, day after day teaching them, not necessarily just every Tuesday or every Wednesday. You know,
so part of the life skills.
Yes, right. Yeah. And well, if there are still life skills, because I think life skills are not even as prominent as they used to be maybe 10 years ago, and that could be a part of the problem.
And I think Maya touched on something very important. It's starting younger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Starting younger.
Well, it's funny because what she was talking about, I actually started writing a book about a series for it's like a bullying, but it's really looking at the bully also as being a victim as well, right? And so I started to talk about, and I don't know when that's going to happen because it takes me a while because I got to be inspired. But as I was speaking to one of my friends who was a principal of one of the primary schools, I said, yeah, I'm going to do this, for the high school. She was like, high school? You need to come in here. She said, from year 3, year 2, year 3, we're seeing that. And I'm like, what? Like, even for me, that was like daunting, right? And she said, no, absolutely. This needs to be in the primary schools as well. So you're absolutely right. And when I said, it looks like an opportunity for you to create programs, even the programs that you're talking about, it looks like, an opportunity for you to get in front of the people that, that can make these changes. Because remember what this says, inspiring action, leading change. Okay, so you guys just can even put that on the back of your shirt, and just
let's take it as a call right now to say
as a call out.
One of the issues we're seeing is substance abuse and bullying from younger children, and we need to make sure that we're educating them and teaching them how to stay away.
Yeah,
it's interesting. Vapes.
Yeah,
vapes are widely accessible.
Yeah,
who is talking to our children to say,
and it's even worse than smoking. Apparently,
yes,
it's worse
in terms of what it does to your health.
Yeah,
but who's having those conversations with their children from they're 4 or 5 years old?
Right.
Because guess what? They see them, they pick them up, they imitate everything.
Yeah,
and they're going out there and they're doing it too.
Yes, and you
So
gotta
are
know.
we talking to them from young
You
about
gotta
these
you,
things?
and parents. I don't give parents a pass. I never do. Never do. Because you're the person that's responsible for your
You
children.
are the first mode of socialization.
Yes. So do you know what they're doing? You know who they're doing it with, where they are, what they do. You remember that old? Was it in the 80s or I think it was in the 80s? This
It's
public
10
service.
o'clock. Do you
Yeah.
know where
Do
your
you know where
children
your
are?
children are? Like
Yes.
that needs
I
to
saw
come
it
back.
in IG the other day. That's
That
why I
needs to
remember.
come back, and I would say it's dark, like not even 10 o'clock. It is dark
7
outside.
o'clock. Where's
It
the
is
children?
dark outside. Do you know where your children are? Because like for me, I'm like after dark, you don't need to be out there doing nothing. You need to be home. Where are you? Yeah, exactly. I'm sure you got homework. I'm sure you got stuff to do. But yeah, for sure. But yeah. So definitely, I think this theme is amazing because it really is about you're inspiring people to action. So what do you think, Khadijah?
I think the theme, what it means to me is it really only takes a spark to get any kind of change going. And of course, all the laws that we have in the country, it started with a group of people collaborating to say this is an issue or this is something that's needed. What can we do to create a change, create protection for people, make things accessible to people? And so I think it really takes us advocating for what the needs of our clients are, the needs of the communities that we're working in. What are the needs? How can we go about fixing them, providing for people, all of those kind of things. So that's what the theme means to me.
Yeah.
In regards to the social issues that I've seen being an issue is substance abuse again. But for me too, the psychology piece behind, being addicted to substances is really the interesting piece for me because it's not so much as what people are using, but it's why.
Why?
What's the root cause? Why do people feel the need to self-medicate, to self-soothe? When we get to those root issues, then we can decrease the likelihood of people engaging in risky behaviors.
Yeah.
The other issue I've seen is homelessness. It was disheartening to come home and hear that we don't have homeless shelters. There's nowhere for people that need immediate shelter to go. Even if it's not a situation where they're running from, DV or they're in need of protection, it's immediate need of shelter. And of course, when I was in New York, I worked in a community hygiene bank. And so I got to understand a lot of what the needs of people are and what happens when those needs aren't met. The basic needs, food, shelter, clothing, a lot of things stem from not having the basics. And so homelessness was an issue that I realized was
you woke. You woke. You know what? I love it. I love it. I feel like the profession is going to be in good hands, and I'm sure all of this newness and this freshness that's being added to these teams is so necessary because I think what happens sometimes with us, that have been in the profession for a while, we get accustomed, just like our parents, they saw things one way and then they didn't understand. And I think that's it's true, right? That things change, patterns change. Some things stay the same, but some things change based
certain
on
nuances.
Yeah, and there might be different motivations behind certain things, right? Where we might never have picked up a vape ever because we would get beat. Because that
Now
has changed.
10-year-olds have vapes.
That's changed. You can't beat your children. Like if you quote unquote beat your children, you might end up in court or you might lose them. So you know what I mean? It's not to glorify beating your children. I'm just saying because that has changed, then access to some things have changed as well, and the fear that we might have had. Because I flowed on fear for a long time, even though my mom was not somebody who would beat us, like literally. Like I can remember once, getting a spanking because I was a good kid, right? And so, but it was me just thinking she could beat me, or
there's respect and fair.
Yeah. Exactly. They don't have that anymore. Like right now, they're just like the confidence, the social media that has brought a level of confidence that we cannot understand. So that's why things have changed a lot. Neville, what does it mean to you?
Well, I think it's more about the fostering of community movement and community change. Without the help of the community itself, it's very hard to get anything done. And that's what inspiring action would mean to me.
Yeah.
In that context. Yeah. So it's really about community help from the community, fostering that motivation for help and for change.
Yeah. So what I'm seeing too, Nicole, I think is because of all of this, the freshness and the strength. They got strength. We don't got a strength no more. We're tired. They got a strength, and they have the energy, and they have the, they're excited. It's just for the older, more mature people to open the doors for them and let them charge through.
And that's why they're here this morning,
Yes.
this afternoon.
Yes.
We're making sure that they get this experience, that they're able to voice their concerns, voice their opinions.
Before they get tired. Because that'll happen too.
It will.
That will
But
happen.
that's inevitable.
Yeah.
I
But the
suspect
thing
very
is,
quickly.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I believe in nurturing. And I believe that we need to make sure that we're grooming them and giving them all the tools necessary so that they can step up when I'm ready to step out.
And do you remember when grooming was a good word? Because even that has
Fair
changed.
point.
It's hard. You see what I mean? It's even hard to use a word that was once, a good word. I'm grooming you for this. It's like you hear the word grooming, it's like, right?
I was using it in a good context.
No, you absolutely were, and I completely got it, and that's why I pointed it out, because what has even the word has now changed, and so we, as the words and the world changes, we have to just kind of adjust with it. But social work stays the same. It is all about making changes, allowing people to see their power within, and create a good generation, create a good society. That's what social work's about, creating a good
breaking
society.
generational curses and just moving forward.
Absolutely. So I got a little comment on WhatsApp. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to state that bullying starts from home, schools, and other facilities and activities that children are involved in. So bullying should imply with children alone, or it should not start with children alone. That's what I think they mean. Start with adults.
That's true.
So I think that's a very fair statement, that it should not only be with children. It should be with adults as well.
But as you mentioned, the 3-year-old did not come up with that curse word by themselves.
No.
They learned it from
But she
those
knew it
around
very well.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yes, it's the things that we see around us. It's how we see our brothers and how we see our parents interacting with other adults.
Right.
They're taking those cues and then they're running with
Absolutely. Yeah. So we need to be very mindful as parents. And I always go back to parents, or if you're in a parenting role or you're parenting someone.
It doesn't have to be biological.
Right.
And don't be afraid. If I see another child doing something or not using their manners, I will stop and say, yes, ma'am.
Listen, I did that the other day. There were two children. I went to visit my friend who had came in from the States, and in that yard that I was visiting her in, there were a couple of different homes there, and there were two young people. I think it was an older sister and a little brother. The brother might have been maybe 7, and the sister would have been like maybe 10, and she was screaming at him. She was just like, "Yo, I sat down." It was crazy. She was just like, and I was like, hey, you don't have to speak to him like that. You can just tell him what you want, And then I saw the father came into view with a mad look on his face, like, who's talking to my children? And I said, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to help them out, because they're my children too. This man must have thought I was crazy, because I was like, no, they're mine, because they're in this society. They're my children, and they're gonna be my adults. And I want them to take care of me when I get old. And his face just relaxed, because I was not causing harm to them. I was basically helping him also, right? With teaching them some lessons. And I think that we have come away from that as a society a lot, because if you say something to people, children, they won't carry on with you. But I was right there, Miss Social Worker. Not even my job name, Social Work name, but I was like, no, I was just telling her, she can speak to her brother a little better than that. And then he said, yeah, I always tell her that too. And I was like, exactly. Good. You can't be
I'm
everywhere.
glad we're all on the same page.
Yes, but if I had been like taken aback by the look on his face, then it might have turned into something else. Or I might have said, you know what, I'm not going to say nothing to nobody. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to not say anything.
But
those
those
for me.
children play with our children
Exactly.
who are going to be the next
Exactly.
premier, hopefully.
Absolutely.
So we need to make sure that we're looking after everybody.
Got to be
As
for
social workers,
sure.
I do believe that we are Cayman's village.
Yes.
So yes, as the saying goes, it
Yes.
takes a village to raise a child.
Absolutely.
So yes, we are the
Absolutely.
village of Cayman.
We have a caller on the line. We'll go to the phones. We lost him? All right, call back. We're sorry. Enjoying this conversation so much. But yeah, definitely village mentality. I'm always talking about that. And I think also as a village, we also have to be responsible that we're not causing harm, because I think what's happened is the village has caused harm. And so the trust has been broken, right? Because there's a lot of things you're dealing with, pedophilia. You're dealing with a lot of the incest things that people don't want to talk about. And I said this 20-something years ago, Kim, I don't want to talk about it. It exists. And now we're hearing it more and more.
Just because we close our eyes doesn't mean it's not there.
Exactly. If you open your eyes, you'll see it. Exactly. So don't just walk around acting like it's not happening. But it's because of those sorts of breakdown, in our society that maybe has had people pulling back and saying, I don't trust anybody with my kids. And I literally don't trust anybody with my children. But at the same time, we still have to be mindful that we are working together as one. And that's important.
I think what is interesting is that from then to now, how much we are willing to talk about these things, how much as a society we're willing to say this is not acceptable, so that, there are people advocating for registers, there's people advocating for more education. We're giving not just their children, but the adults around us the information to know what to look for. There's darkness to light. There's, the stewards of children and whatnot. All those programs, all these things that we are saying, if you're going to work with children, you need to be able to do that course. You have to do that so that you can know what to look for, so that we're all in the mode of safeguarding.
Right.
And once we're given all that information, then we know that, okay, so I see something that does not look or feel quite right. I'm going to make a report to MASH, and they're going to go ahead, they're going to assess the situation, and then go from there. At the end of the day, we're all in this village together, and we need to make sure that we're safeguarding our children. We need to make sure that we're also safeguarding our adults.
Yeah.
Right.
Ourselves.
Our elderly are also in that situation where they may be feeling vulnerable.
Yep.
And with that, DCFS has also changed. We're not just children, we're also families.
Right.
We have an entire team devoted to the elderly, so that we can try to address those issues with the help of our community.
Yeah. So I'm going to take a quick break. Will you stay with me?
Okay.
So I'll take a break, and I want to come back so that we can really just talk about what are some of the what are the areas that DCFS kind of looks at, so people can really just be informed today about, what do social workers do? You know what I mean? Because I think sometimes people don't, they take away your children. No, they don't just do that. They try to keep your children with you. First and foremost, we try to keep your children with you, right? Yes, we're going to take a break, but we'll be back, and you guys will stay on, and we'll continue this conversation. Stay tuned for more.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what, though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, and child, they now have Barbados. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips for all occasions and celebrations. Let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you're going to invest in an exotic pet, choose anything but a Norwegian forest cat. Apparently, they will eat all your jewelry. Before you know it, you're racing to the vet when your cat escapes from his carrier and lunges for your earrings. You crash and your cat swallows your pearls. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Motor Insurance and get the best comprehensive coverage for the price.
Get the best comprehensive coverage for the price. CG Britke. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Every day, thousands of us use our roads.
I drive to work.
My dad drives me to school.
I make deliveries across the island.
But with every journey comes responsibility. Our actions behind the wheel can have serious consequences, so let's make a commitment to safety. The Cayman Islands government invites you to take the Safe Drivers Pledge. The pledge is our opportunity to show our dedication to creating a safer environment on our roads.
Do it for your community.
For your loved ones.
For yourself.
Let's make our roads safer together and say no more for 2024. Visit www.gov.ky/road safety for more information and to take the pledge.
We are Radio Cayman.
Covering Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and Grand Cayman.
1 in a million. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins. Cayman Connection, the not-for-profit membership organization which supports Caymanians and friends of Cayman living overseas, is holding a casino night fundraiser. The Great Gatsby Casino Night fundraising event takes place on Saturday, March 16th at the Westin Resort Ballroom from 7 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Tickets can be purchased on eventpro.ky until midnight on Wednesday, March 13th, after which time persons interested in attending can pay at the door. In international news, Donald Trump will not fund Ukraine's fight against Russia's invasion if he is elected U.S. president again, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban has said. The former U.S. president has pledged to end the war within 24 hours if elected, but provided no details. Mr. Orban is openly backing his long-term ally in the 2024 White House race. Indonesia is investigating local carrier Batik Air after both pilots were found to have fallen asleep for 28 minutes mid-flight. The two men, who have both been temporarily suspended, fell asleep during a flight on January 25th from Sulawesi to the capital, Jakarta. The Airbus A320 briefly veered off course but landed safely with all 153 passengers and crew members unharmed. The The 32-year-old pilot had told his co-pilot to take control of the aircraft about half an hour after takeoff, saying he needed to rest. The 28-year-old co-pilot agreed, according to a report from the Transport Ministry, but the co-pilot inadvertently fell asleep as well. According to the report, he had been helping his wife look after their 1-month-old twin babies. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Zollins.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
And welcome back to Talk Today. Catherine Tyson Sewell. I'm sitting in for Sterling this afternoon. And I just had a pause for a Caymanian moment in here. We literally did not have on the earphones, and then we heard about these pilots, and we all grabbed our earphones. It was like a Caymanian, like, what just happened? And we missed it. We just, I don't know what airline was that, the two people falling asleep. Oh, they can give them different shifts, man. That's pretty serious.
Yes, it is.
Listen, the older that I get, I love to travel, and the older that I get, the less I want to travel, because I don't know if the older that you get, you start worrying about, you got more people to worry about, and if anything happens, and then I
travel to 7 Mile Beach and just plop.
And I've been been watching all these flight stories. Did you guys see the Society of Snow or something like that? Did you see that?
No.
I think that's the name of it. Where they crashed.
Oh yeah, and they had to survive in the freezing cold. Yeah.
But they were eating the
dead.
dead.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was something.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah, that's
soldier workers.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Batik Airways. Someone just called in. Thank you for that, Batik Airways, because I was worried.
Okay, I can
Batik
afford that
Air.
one then.
Batik
It's
Air.
okay.
Okay, because I was worried. Also, I have to make a correction. A caller had called earlier. I was butchering Jubilate. I was calling it Jubilate because I pronounce stuff right. I'm pretty smart, but they said it's Jubilate. So excuse me. Do we want to put another T in there so Catherine can know? I don't know. Anyway, it's Jubilate. I'm so sorry for those of you who I have offended your ears by calling that Jubilate. Jubilate. But I want to go. So those of you who have corrected me, I hope I see you there. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right. Also, before I get back to my guest, I want to let everybody know that there was something being said about the Cayman Cabana. Somebody went there and there was no people there, and they ended up going to Rackham's, and I made a little comment on it. My son was like, "Mom, you're on Facebook commenting. I saw your comment." I'm like, oh gosh. Of course, he's old enough to be like, "Stop embarrassing me, please." And I basically said, we don't need to risk somebody's reputation because we showed up someplace and there was no one there. It didn't mean and Luigi really dealt with it himself. He addressed it that on the waterfront through the week sometimes it's
quiet.
Yeah, it is quiet. And don't miss Thursday nights when he has the farm to table stuff, and he invited them back, and it was tourists basically on the I Love Cayman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on the I Love Cayman page. I went to Casanova. Sorry, I went to Cayman Cabana. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. I went to Cayman Cabana on Saturday night and had my seafood boil, and it was amazing. I had an amazing time. The music was beautiful. There were a couple of people there. I never worry about who's there anyway because I'm just glad to be out and to have a good time. And so Luigi, the food was amazing. It was great. And all you guys who were commenting and who were riled up about it, go support Cayman Cabana. Go have dinner. Go get an appetizer. Go get a drink. Don't just be riled up.
I will say, I love his lobster month last month. So, if he wants to bring that back.
Yeah. And in the seafood boil, there were two pieces of lobster in there and a couple of crab legs.
Lobster lollipops are great.
Oh, yes. It was just really nice. But we just have to be careful, right? When we're giving our opinion sometimes, because, we're not realizing that, once again, bullying, right? We're talking about, we're not realizing that we're hurting people sometimes when we give our opinion, and the opinion is almost like it's one-sided, or it's almost meant for harm. Like, Come on, we don't need to do that. Like, everybody can survive. This world is big enough for all of us, And sometimes, and I wonder sometimes, even on social media, if people can pass by without commenting or pass by without saying something. Like, I'll see stuff and I'll want to comment, and then I'll be like, my opinion really doesn't matter here. What am I doing? Let me go back to my life. Right? But you'll see people like saying stuff and like, why did you feel the need to do that? Okay, social worker here, we're talking about social work. But this is social work. This is about, being a part of a society and getting along.
And, helping people to act better, do better.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Okay, so I'm here with Nicole Quinlan. She's a social work manager as well as the acting director for the Department of Children and Family Services. And she's joined by some young, fabulous social workers, Miss Maya Dunkley and Miss Khadijah Lewin, as well as an intern, Neville Henry, who has his sights on getting him into a social work chair at some point. Very soon.
Very soon.
And we're very
Before
excited.
the end of the year, hopefully.
We're excited about that. What are some of the things that you're doing? I want to talk about what you guys do, but I want to ask this first because it was also a WhatsApp comment or question. What are you doing in terms of outreach to ensure that there are young Caymanians that know about the social work studies that we have on island, that might want to join the department at some point? What are some of the outreach things, or are you doing any outreach things?
Well, we're here today on the radio.
Yes.
Promoting Social Work Month, but also showing that DCFS hires young new social workers.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Sorry. As Neville said, there is the UCCI online program. There's also the on-campus program at UCCI. So
UE,
yes.
Yeah.
So there's lots of avenues for people to get into the social work profession here on island.
Yeah.
But also, I think that people always used to have this idea that social workers can only work at DCFS. There's medical social work.
Right.
There is school education,
Prison.
social work.
There's
prison. It's a profession that's very diverse with skills that gives you the opportunity and the knowledge to be able to work in many different professions.
When I tell people what I did with a social work degree is, listen, the things that degree has allowed me to really be able to do and the people that I've been able to meet and the journey that I've had has been amazing with a social work degree, So definitely it's one of those degrees, like you mentioned, Neville, that's very broad.
Yep, diverse.
Yes. And so, even in policing, social work is necessary.
Yes.
In the school system, in the medical system, there's Jasmine, there's you name it.
There's Ponciana that's opening. We can go work there.
Right.
I mean, there's lots of different avenues. I know people who have a social work degree that are lawyers, that are doctors,
right.
that do so many other things.
Right.
A lot of HR for one.
Absolutely.
And psychology.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly.
So what are some of the areas that DCFS, like, just take us through, you've been there a while, so all the changes.
Yeah, just a little while.
Yeah, just a little while.
We have the youth team that's Maya's on. We have safeguarding that Khadijah is working with right now.
What's safeguarding?
So safeguarding is we work with clients coming in with referrals for all types of abuse and neglect, and so we work directly with the MASH desk.
Okay.
So MASH is the multi-agency.
Oh wow, they threw you in. They didn't even wait for you to just get a little dusty.
Well, I think the safeguarding is the front door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? And it's given her that opportunity to see.
You must stay with them, you hear? Stay with them.
It's the front door. So we're making sure that she gets the skills. She sees everything from the beginning.
Yeah.
And she knows, here's Cayman, here's what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
You
all
know?
right.
And I'm hoping that you're getting all the support you need.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We're very supportive on the safeguarding team.
All right, great. And what other departments, other things that you do?
Mm-hmm. So safeguarding, we have youth, we have the family team that deals a lot with cases that need long-term intervention, a lot of the reports that come from court in terms of welfare reports and that sort. We also have the elderly team who deals with a lot of referrals for elderly neglect and abuse. We have the Cayman BRAC team that deals with everything,
right?
with one social worker and one social work manager.
Is that Carrie still?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Boy, God bless Carrie.
We have the adoption and foster care team. On that note, we always need foster parents. And we also have our
So if you're
CDOs.
interested in being a foster parent, finish that.
949-0290.
Okay.
Yes. So, yes, we always need foster parents. And we have the CDO team.
What's that?
Sorry, community development officers.
Yeah, because we need.
Yes,
yeah,
sorry.
You know that. Yeah, exactly.
And so we have community development officers
That's in
that
every
go
district.
out. Most districts that I know of.
Okay.
But we don't segment. We just go ahead and do the work because there's a lot of work out there.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. And that's that's also like connecting resources as well.
Exactly.
Making referrals.
And what we do with the CDOs are to make sure that they are our eyes and ears because we're no longer in the districts. We decentralized a number of years ago.
Right.
And re-centralized after that. To save on resources. But we have the CDOs out there, and they're our eyes and ears. They make sure that if there's any referrals, but they also help the community to network among themselves and provide resources within the communities so that we know what's happening and they can touch bases with the churches, with the different organizations to meet their needs within the community itself.
Right. So you don't do intake anymore.
Intake is now the safeguarding.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So once we, as some people may know, the financial, they were in NAU and now their financial assistance program. Yes.
You're telling me something.
Our sister agency, we used to do all of that.
Right.
DCFS was the mother.
Yeah.
And we had lots of offspring. We have community rehabilitation, we have FRC, Family Resource Center, we have the financial assistance.
The branches of the big tree?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
So that's us. So we're growing everything else. We are the advocates of change.
And what about maintenance reports too? You still do that? Where does that fall?
We do that on the family team.
Okay.
So we take all the reports that the court asks and we do them there.
Okay.
And we also do a lot of international reports. Well, for agencies overseas.
Okay. And so
we're doing a lot.
Yeah, you do a lot. Yeah. And so you it sounds like you have about maybe 7, 8, 9 teams?
About 7 teams, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And you have a complement of social workers under that, right? With your supervisors and stuff like that. Yeah, so you're pretty busy.
We are very busy.
Yeah.
And we're always asking for new social workers to come in and help us with this endeavor, with our fight to improve society.
Yeah, there's a young lady that's studying social work because of me.
Mm-hmm.
She was in one of my programs, and so she's gone through. She's now halfway through, and I think that FRC has her there somehow. So she need to come over here. Come on. I'm going to talk to her.
But I think it's a great opportunity because social work is needed in so many different areas.
Right.
It's needed in so many different areas, and there's always going to be a home for a social worker in different companies.
Yeah. And you know what I loved about the profession too? I was telling someone this the other day that I would take my lunch break at 3:00 to pick up my children.
Mm-hmm.
So the flexibility of that.
Yeah.
So I'd take my lunch break, pick my children up, drop them home, and then go back to the the office or to what I was doing.
We're definitely not a 9 to 5 only.
Yeah. And sometimes that, that would lead me 7, 8 o'clock still on the road working, which sometimes you got to find a balance for that as well. But I found that it was really very flexible and very much working with you and your family. So it wasn't just that you're giving,
take care
but
of
you
ourselves.
Yes, you have
we,
to.
We practice a lot of self-care. Yes, there's a whole lot of room for improvement there.
Yeah.
But we're working on it.
Yeah, you have to take care of
make
yourself.
sure that we're okay so that we can serve others.
Yeah, because as we were saying, you can go to the grocery store and run into your clients. You go to the doctor. You go to the hairdresser. Like you're always kind of on. Yeah. So you have to find ways to kind of to turn off, and it's a little more difficult on a small island. I remember, loved to go dancing, and I remember going to Royal Palms those days, dancing. But I was so nice. And then there was like a client that was like trying to bubble on me, and I'm like, What's going on? And so I was like, I cannot even come back out of there. Like, I know you from the court. Like, stop it. And he was,
thank you.
He was all dressed up. I'm dressed up. And I was just like, no. This is something about this. And I just, like, that was very early into the career. Coming back home, and I realized, okay, so it's not like a larger place where I might not see a client, but you might be dancing with somebody client there,
I think there's something to definitely be said with being able to see your client in all these different situations, because it also makes them know that you're real and you live here too, and you're part of this community.
But you don't want a miniskirt on now when you you guys understand what I'm saying, and especially for you, young social workers as well, just almost being mindful of being in situations like that where, if I ended up going to Miami, go dance, like, it's just, how do I adjust this? How do I make sure that, I'm being seen in the role that I need to be seen in? Because sometimes that's what happens too, is people kind of like confuse, who you are, or they need to see you in one way. It's tough. We're going to take a quick break, and we're sliding to the end. So you guys are going to be with me as we hit that home run, right? But we'll be back with more Talk Today right after this.
Find your dream car with a Cayman National Vehicle Loan. Enjoy 100% financing, up to 8-year repayment, and a 7% fixed interest rate for the first 5 years. For eco-friendly cars, we'll waive your commitment fee. This only applies to new vehicles. Call 949-8300 or email lending@caymannational.com today.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, and child, they now have Barbados. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Puritan Cleaners will be closed on Saturday the 16th of March for the funeral of Mr. Cardinal da Costa. Service will be held at the Baptist Church on Pedro Castle Road, Savannah, starting at 1 p.m. Further details can be found on Puritan's Facebook page. We urge customers to bring in items early, as Friday would be the last day to pick them up. Puritan Cleaners will resume normal business hours on Monday, March 18th.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
And welcome back to Talk Today. Catherine Tyson Sewell sitting in for Sterling this afternoon and just being real up in here with my people. I feel like I'm with my people.
Once a social worker, always a social worker.
I haven't seen my people in so long. I'm just so excited about you young people that are coming into this profession. I mean, it's very exciting. I always talk about, us ushering the young people through. We have to. We're the elders, right? We're not the elders, but we're part of the elders in the village. And so this feels good that the profession is in good hands. So I'm going to ask each of you, what would you tell someone who's thinking about, I don't know what I want to do? What would you tell them? How'd you sell social work to them? Neville.
Well, I would say the same reason that I chose to take on a social work degree, and that's the diversity of the programs that you can take part in after you have a social work degree. So simple diversity is all I needed. You might need more convincing, but I would say that's the best reason for me.
Yeah.
And it might be for you as well.
Yeah. And I think with that I'm hearing the good part about that is it's all good, by the way, but you don't just have to focus on one area. It's so many different options. Yeah. And I always say options just make life more interesting anyway.
Yeah.
So Khadijah.
I would say just to be able to learn about what the needs of people are, especially the people that are surrounding you where you live. What are the needs of the people and how you can help them? And I mean, if you don't know what's out there or you don't know the resources that are available, of course, the social work profession allows you to be easily accessible to all of those things. You have more knowledge about what is out there. And of course, at the very bottom of everything, we're humans. Everybody has needs. And so it makes you appreciate, the profession makes you appreciate your life, what you have, and being able to be something for somebody.
Yeah, awesome. I like that. What about you, Maya?
Well, I think that first of all, we need more social workers.
Yes.
So yes, and then also having a social work degree and being a social worker, you have a transferable skill. Like you can work anywhere, you can do anything. You can hit the ground running once you have a degree in social work.
Yes, and it's a secure profession. You can go get on a plane right now and go to Africa. You can get yourself a job.
Yes.
You can go to England. You know what I mean? Like anywhere in the world, you can get a job.
I don't think a robot can take over that job.
It's job security. No, you're right. Yeah, exactly. That's one of the professions that a robot cannot. Isn't that funny? Because even in the medical profession, robots can actually do stuff. But you're absolutely right. It's a thinking profession for sure. We have a caller on the line. We'll go to the phones. Good afternoon, caller. You're on Talk Today.
Good afternoon to you, Ms. Catherine.
Hi there.
To your great cadre of guests there.
Yes.
I want to commend them all. And one of them just said also, commend them highly for what they're doing. It's a damn if you do and damn if you don't sort of profession.
Right.
You've all been iterating there. You need many more, and I hope that we're getting Caymanians, young Caymanians interested. I heard you say something about the course in it at the university now.
Right.
The university college and so forth. And it would be very important for the government to really, really fund this properly. And you're talking about what is going to say, but real quickly, I know it's coming to the end of every show for today, but what about with the international month of it or the social workers internationally? Do you communicate with them, especially over here in Africa? We were having so many problems with them kidnapping 350 young schoolgirls in Nigeria and other terrorist countries, also Iran and so forth. And do you have much communication with them that see the problems that they face and what they do to sort of support them and all that? I just wonder about that. And I'll hang up on this now. But again, much commendation to you all. You're worth every penny you paid. I wish it was much more. and many more of you would get involved, young people. Anything.
Thank you.
Thank you so very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you for that call this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, very, very, very great comment. That maybe the government should say, "Hey, we're going to fund 10 social workers this year. Anyone interested? Come on down."
I am sure the School of Social Work would be happy.
Absolutely.
And DCFS would too. One of the things the caller said is that whether or not we communicate with our other partner agencies throughout the world. It was a couple of years ago that we were actually asked, one of our staff were asked to do an address at the International Social Work Conference in Australia.
Nice.
So we do have those connections. We do.
Did they do it?
Yes. Yes, they
Oh,
did.
wow. That's nice.
So we do work with the International Association of Social Workers. That's how we just get a lot of reports and stuff from the different agencies. We work a lot very closely also within the jurisdiction and within the Caribbean. Turks and Caicos have sent a contingent here to a couple of years ago to kind of look at the MASH and how we developed that.
We had someone from Sweden, remember?
Yes.
Ollie, you remember? Was it
yes.
Ollie?
We had, yes.
Yes.
I can't believe you remember that.
He-
Yes.
He was around with me all the time on his moped, like yeah.
Yeah, so we've had some interns actually come from international social work to come and see what we're doing here. So we make sure that we're available to teach and also to learn from those that are coming from different jurisdictions.
Right, absolutely. I just got a little comment. Salute to Mrs. Joyce Hilton, our first social worker and a national hero.
Yes, she is.
Right.
Yeah, it's all started with her.
So it's been going on for a long time, and it probably started before her. You know, with the unofficial.
She formalized things.
The unofficials.
She formalized things. She was the number one, and yes, from her everything else grew.
Listen, when I was a little girl, my grandmother used to send me down the street with pieces of if she cut a watermelon or a pumpkin, I would have to go to 4 houses and take a piece. Go take a piece for Mr. So and so. Go around there and don't stay long. And
us as a community.
Or a cassava cake, and I'd be running, and I loved it because every house I went to, they had something for me. I'd have a candy or Pepsi or something that I didn't have at my grandmother's house. You know, she didn't drink Pepsi, and so and I think that was probably where my love of community kind of started. But absolutely, this is amazing. This is an amazing profession. Nicole, it has been so wonderful to see you today.
Thank you.
And to catch up officially. But yeah, remembering those days when you came and you were as fresh as these young people, and your face was nice, and you know, just hope in those eyes, and there's still hope in those eyes.
By the grace of God. But yeah, I love working at DCFS. I love what I do, and I love having fresh faces come in and to teach them. You know,
you found your niche.
I believe so.
This is it. This is it. Now, one question before we end the show: have you guys ever been on the radio before?
No.
None of you, right? And listen to how Anna talking. That's the thing about social work. You're going to know how to talk. You're going to have to talk. You have to talk to people. You have to make connections. You have to build trust. And so that comes out of it, right? So you're able to stand up and have a conversation with people. And it seemed like you've been doing this your whole life. I love it. Thank you for joining me this afternoon.
Thank you for having us.
Ms. Nicole Quinlan and her social work team, Ms. Khadijah Lewin and Ms. Maya Dunkley, as well as Mr. Neville Henry, who's an intern and looking to get in there at some point this year. And just congratulations to all of you, and thank you for what you do, for us, for our community. It is the Social Work Month, right? And the International Day of Social Work is
March the 19th.
March 19th. So hug a social worker. Right? And you guys have a great afternoon. It's been awesome, and I hope you've had a good time listening. And of course, tune in tomorrow. I think Sterling will be back, and same time, same place. Take care.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And now, Barbados. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.